Good morning. In today's lecture, I will briefly explain about interference between two plane waves, and after that I will show you how to model the simulation in Python. So, before that let us look at the interference between two plane waves. So, in this figure there are two plane waves traveling in two different directions. So, the red one is traveling in this direction and its wave vector is given by k1, and the other plane wave shown in green color, it is traveling in this direction and its wave vector is given by k2. So, these are the expressions for the electric fields of these two plane waves. So, where E1 is E0 e to the power j into omega t minus k1r. Similarly, E2 is E0 e to the power kj omega t minus k2r. Okay. And the value of the magnitude of the wave vector is given by 2 pi by lambda, and we are assuming the angle between these two plane wave is some random angle theta. So, given these parameters, we want to know what is the interference pattern that is going to look like on this screen. Okay. So, to understand that, so this is just the top view of the beams of the figure that we have seen in the previous slide. So, where this beam is traveling parallel to the screen, and this is going at an angle theta, or if you see these two are the wave vectors, and the angle between these two beams is given by this angle theta. And if you use little bit geometry, you will also find out this angle is also theta. And so we said E1 and E2 are the electric fields. On the screen, our aim is to find the interference pattern on this screen. Okay. So, on the screen, when the two beams fall on the screen, so the resultant electric field is going to be the sum of both electric fields E1 and E2. Okay. So, in order to find the intensity is nothing but the square of the sum of the electric fields, right. So, on the screen we just have to find the value of E1 plus E2 whole square. So, after substituting the electric fields from the previous slide and doing this algebra, so we will find the equation for the intensity on the screen is given by E naught square into 1 plus cos r dot k1 minus k2. Okay. And here r dot k1 minus k2 is the path difference between these two beams. So, understand what is this path difference. So, if you look at these two plane waves in this figure, so the planes that are separated by lambda distance, they all have equal phase. Okay. So, this plane and this plane, they have equal phase, and similarly for the second plane wave, the planes that are marked in dashed lines, they all have constant phase shift or 2 pi phase shift. Okay. But on the screen, so there is a phase shift between the plane wave and plane wave 1 and 2, and that phase difference can be calculated by calculating the path difference between the two plane waves, so which I am highlighting in this red color. So, if you use little bit of trigonometry, so we can find out the path difference between these two plane waves at each of these point. For example, let us say this is point A. So, at point A, the path difference between plane wave 1 and plane wave 2 is given by 2 pi by lambda into y into cos theta. Okay. So, theta is the angle between the plane waves and y is the position. So, let us say if this is y equals to 0 and this is some y is equals to capital Y or some value x. So, if you want to find the path difference along this line on the screen at a point y, some y value, so you just have to substitute that y value in this expression, you will get the path difference. Okay. Phase difference. So, path difference is y cos theta, and if you know path difference, we can find out phase difference by multiplying the value of wave vector, which is given by this expression. Okay. So, now we have seen, so what is the expression to use in order to find the interference pattern. So, now we will see how we will model this same problem in Python programming language. Okay. So, first of all, there are two plane waves, okay, and we have to represent each of these plane waves as a matrix in Python or an NumPy array, which we have seen in the previous lectures. Okay. So, if you look at this picture, for the first plane wave, the phase along this screen is constant, okay, because it is going parallel to the screen. So, there is no phase variation for plane wave 1 on the screen. There is a phase variation for variation only for the second plane wave if you look the projection on the screen. Okay. So what we have to do to simulate is we just have to create two matrices in Python, one for the plane wave 1 and the second one is for the plane wave 2, and we have to represent the matrix with the phase values at each of these points on the plane wave. Okay. So, as I have said before, the plane wave has a constant phase on the screen and the matrix is going to be constant value, all constant phase values. So, it is going to be of the form of e to the power j theta into r. So, in our case we are assuming plane wave. So, the amplitude of plane wave is 1. So, r is going to be 1 and theta is some constant between 0 and 2 pi. Okay. So, for plane wave 1 r equals to 1 and theta is going to be constant. So, for plane wave 2, so we again have to take another matrix of same dimension m by m or n by n matrix, but in the case of second plane wave, as I have shown in the previous figure, if this is the screen, so the plane wave 2 is coming at an angle like this and this is the theta angle. So, from mathematics I have shown you already that the path difference along this y direction is given by, or the phase value, this theta and the previous theta are different, that theta is the angle between the plane waves. Maybe I will just give some other name. So, let us call the phase angle alpha. So, for the plane wave 2 again r equals to 1 because it is a plane wave of constant amplitude, and alpha is given by 2 pi by lambda into y into cos theta. Theta is the angle between plane waves. And for example, if the plane waves are interfering in some other angle, so this is the side view. If the plane waves are interfering in another angle, for example, in this figure the plane wave 1 is coming like this and the second plane wave is going at some other angle. So, it could also be from top. Okay. In that case, the variation is going to be x, or if the plane wave is coming either in some other plane instead of xy plane, so then the phase variation is going to be both as a function of both x and y. So, for simplicity we are just dealing with the plane wave and the plane wave are in same xy plane. Okay. So, in the second for the second plane wave, the phase on the screen is going to be 2 pi by lambda into y cos theta. So, now I will give you the code for this Python simulation. So, let me just explain what each of these lines are doing, and after that I will show you what happens when we run the code and what are the different parameters that we can change and what happens when we change some of these parameters on the interference pattern. So, here I am using NumPy arrays for the simulation rather than lists. So, that is why first we have to import the NumPy package, and I am using Pylab to show the plots or the images. That is why we just have to import these two packages first. I am using a matrix of 2000 by 2000 matrix points here. So, for that I just took 1000 and there are going to be 2n number of points in the matrix and x1. So, in this simulation what I am doing is I am creating a mesh grid with coordinates varying from minus 1000 to 1000 and in y direction to 1000, and this is x axis and this is y axis. So, between these two points along y I am sampling 2000 points. Similarly, I am sampling 2000 points on y axis. Okay. So, that is why I have x1 varying from minus 1000 to 1000 and 2000 points, and similarly for y1. So, with these two values I am going to create the mesh grid of the coordinate system using this command mesh grid of x1 comma y1. So, the values x is going to have all the values in this coordinate system, all the x coordinates of the points 2000 by 2000 points, and y is going to have all the y coordinates of all these points in the coordinate system. Okay. And here I am choosing the wavelength to be 633 nanometers, and from this we can calculate the wave number to be 2 pi by lambda 2 pi with this equation. And for this simulation I am taking the angle between the plane waves to be 1 degree. So, in order to calculate the cos theta, so cos only the argument for a cos function is always a radians. So, we cannot give degrees directly to cos function. I am converting the 1 degree angle to radians using this command, and theta is stored as a radian angle. Okay. So, the plane wave 1, plane wave 2 are calculated here. So, as I have said before, the plane wave is going the first plane wave is going to have a constant phase on the screen. So, here, so 1j into k into, so we are not giving any value, it is just a constant plane, constant phase values. For the second plane wave, as I have said before, I am sorry, there is a mistake here. So, it should have been 0 here, sorry, it should have been y here, it should have been x here. So, as I have said, since the plane wave is going at an angle theta in xy plane, so the extra path difference is written in this expression, and to calculate the phase values. And in order to say it is a phase value, we are using e to the power 1j, and 1j represents the j I or j complex number, and k is the wave number, and this is the expression. So, after we have now the expressions for plane wave 1 and plane wave 2. So, we just have to use the interference equation that I have shown in first slide. So, which is nothing but adding the two electric fields and taking the square and absolute value, okay, absolute value of the square of the plane wave 1 and plane wave 2. Okay. So, after we got these interference values, so now what I am going to show now, using this command I am showing the interference pattern, and after that I am using another command. So, to plot the intensity along a particular line in the interference pattern. So, after I run this code, the output is going to look like the next slide. So, this is the interference pattern image, so which has a sinusoidal variation. So, what I have done in this adjacent figure is I plotted the intensity along one of at the midpoint or one of the row I have taken from this figure, and then I have plotted in this graph. So, we can see the sinusoidal variation. So, this is how we model interference. So, the same procedure can be used to do interference simulations for any different kinds of waves. For example, if you have a plane wave and you have another plane wave coming in some other direction, rather than it is coming in some yz plane or xz plane. So, in that case what is going to happen is the path difference is going to be a function of both x and y. Okay. So, in that case what can happen is the fringes may be in this direction rather than x direction, because the wave is hitting in some other random angle. Or you can use the same program to simulate the interference between a plane wave and a cylindrical wave or a spherical wave. You know, a spherical wave has a spherical wavefront and a plane wave has a constant phase. So, you sum the two using the same method and you take the square of it, and the absolute value you can see the interference of any two kinds of waves. Okay. So, now I want you guys, if you have the code you can open. Okay. So, this is the same code. So, there are two parameters that we can vary in this interference simulation. So, the first parameter is the angle between these two plane waves, okay, and the second one is the direction of the second plane wave. So, by varying these two parameters we can see what is happening to the interference pattern. So, now let us go back to the Python code window. So, let us say first we will just run the program as it is, and yeah. So, we got two figures. So, the first figure is the actual interference pattern, and the second one is the one of the rows I have taken from this figure, and then I have plotted to show the sinusoidal variation. So, this is for the case where the plane waves are going at 1 degree with respect to each other. So, now can you guess what happens if we increase the angle? Can somebody answer? So, what do you think happens when the angle between these two plane waves is increasing? So, what happens to the fringes? Are they going to increase or are they going to decrease? Okay, we will just try it out here. So, I am giving maybe I will just give 5 degrees between the plane waves, and I will run this program. Yeah. So, as you can see from this, so the number of fringes have increased a lot compared to the previous case. So, one observation we can make from this simulation, if the angle between the plane waves increases, so the number of plane waves also the number of fringes in the interference will increase. So, you can just stop here and then think for a moment why the fringes are increasing. It is very easy, because when the angle is increasing, the path difference is also increasing. So, since phase can only have values between 0 and 2 pi, so if the path difference is increasing, does not matter, the number of 2 pi's is going to increase in that path difference. So, that is the reason for this large number of fringes. So, similarly you can give a smaller angle, say 0.5, and obviously you will see now lesser number of fringes compared to the previous case. Okay. And the second thing I said was, so what happens if we give the path difference that is function of both x and y, which means the plane waves are no longer in xy plane. So, the second wave is coming from some other arbitrary direction. So, let us just okay, actually this should have been y, but anyway we will just use the same path difference term for the y variation. So, now what is happening is the plane wave 1 is coming like that, and second plane wave, instead of going in this plane, it is coming from some oblique kind of plane. So, if we run this program now, so if you can see, so the fringes have shifted in xy direction. Okay. And if you give more weight on one of these, so you will start to notice the fringes also varying. So, now they are more like y direction, sorry, x direction. So, yeah. So, these are the parameters that you have in your hand to control the interference. I hope you all understood the simulating interference. So, if you have any doubts, you can ask me, or you can start simulating the interference between a spherical wave and a plane wave, and a spherical wave and a cylindrical and plane wave. So, using the same, it is just the same procedure. So, you have a plane wave which is constant, and the second plane wave you just have to model using some mathematical expression that describes either a cylindrical or a spherical or helical, whatever. So, you just have to represent it mathematically, and then this equation is same. With this I want to conclude the interference simulation part. So, now if you have any doubts, you can ask me, otherwise that is it.